It's been about a month since I was last here. As you can see, weeds have overtaken everything. Most of the stuff I planted did not come up because we had a unseasonably late spring this year. It was actually in the 40s last week, which for the end of May is ridiculous. I think the only time I remember being colder is that year it actually froze in May. But this has resulted in none of my corn coming up. So in my backyard, I had to actually replant. I don't have enough rainbow corn to replant here, but I do have some sweet corn from last year. So I'm going to try replanting with that. I have my pole beans that I'm going to plant with them. And if I think of anything else, I'll let you know when I plant it. Oh, and I have all my tomato and pepper plants over there. So I don't think they're actually in the field of the camera. As you can see, I'm just cutting down all of the weeds that are really tall. This is gonna hopefully make a good fertilizer for all of the things I actually did plant. And I'm never gonna be able to get all of the weeds out of here, so I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna try and keep it as like a nice ground cover, especially because what's in here at this point is mostly squash. And I might eventually add some cucumbers, but it's still too cold for me to add those. Oh, ants. The only things I'm taking out completely are the bigger weeds that I don't get like feet tall, because I don't want 10-foot tall plants in here. Now that I cut everything back from the plants that are already there, I've got these to plant. Oh, they're in a sorry state, but that's because they were supposed to go in the ground 3 weeks ago, but the weather has not permitted that. So I'm going to clear out these sections here and finally plant them. So I'm going to plant this one with the peppers, and I think I'm going to do the rest with the tomatoes. I know there's a very good chance these aren't going to grow because they've been in here way too long, but I'm still going to try. So I'm going to start with these because I have less of them. And these are Rudgers, supposedly. We'll put these at the bottom. These are Beefsteaks or large red cherries. I'm not actually sure. That's it for today. The tomatoes are all I got planted. I'm just gonna water them in, and I'll come back another time to do the corn and beans. I have until like the end of June to plant those and still get a harvest before the first frost. I don't know if you can see her, but I have a guardian of the garden now. She's the same one I saw last time. She's a bob-tailed tabby cat. It's the bottom of the hill. I don't want to get too close and scare her away. It's been a week since I planted the tomatoes. It's now the first week of June, and I've come back to do what should be the last seed planting of the season. I'm going to put in some corn, the pole beans. I'm just going to plant them together and hope they grow. And I'm going to throw in some cucumbers where I had planted the lettuce, because there is no lettuce at all. Possibly I will throw some lettuce seeds around there if I'm in the mood, which would just be all the lettuces in the March mix. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up top. I also seem to have made a cat friend down there. If you have an idea for what to name her, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I'll pick one myself. Here are my cucumbers, the Suyo long and the Space Masters. I grew both of these last year. The Space Masters are 6 years old, believe it or not, but they still sprout just fine, or at least they did last year. But where I have my backyard garden, we have we have cucumber beetles. So even though they grow fine, I only ever get one cucumber off of each plant before they die from the cucumber beetle. So I'm going to plant the seeds here and see if there is a difference, or if there are also cucumber beetles here, because different place, maybe I'll get lucky. So I'm just going to put them around some tomato cages. Now the Suyo cucumber is supposed to be immune to the to the cucumber beetle, or at least not attract it, but I still seem to get them to attract it every single time. And while I am busy digging cucumber holes, I have found a broccoli plant. I'm not going to take a picture though because he is so teeny tiny, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. But if he gets bigger, I will show you guys. The reason I am using tomato cages is because if you remember from when I first built this, I tried to have trellises and they kept falling over. The tomato cages are a lot sturdier, and I am hoping that those won't blow over because they're not as tall and they go in much deeper than the spikes do. Here's my corn. It is in a zippy because this is not seed corn. This was dried corn from last year that I was actually going to use in a soup. It's what's left. Hopefully it's not just one single ear and it could actually cross-pollinate. And these are my beans, which are purple potted pole beans. Those I know grow because I have them everywhere in my backyard garden. And I will give you guys a tour of that soon, I promise. Just as soon as everything's big enough to say that the squirrel is not going to eat it all again. Here they are, my lettuce seeds. Not gonna use all of them, but I'm gonna sprinkle a handful because why not? See, this week I actually remembered the watering can. It's a big deal. I've only done that 3 times. Hey, that's it, it's all planted. I have no other things that I plan to plant until at least September for a fall garden. And depending on how the weeds take over, I might not even do that. So the next video will be a harvest video, but that will probably not be for a couple of months. Corn should be ready in September. Same with the winter squash. Actually, yeah, winter squash won't be ready till late July. The corn won't be ready till September. The spring squash probably still needs another 4 weeks, 6 weeks. So again, July. So there won't be another till July at the very earliest. And there won't be any more planting. This entire garden is an experiment. I have no idea if any of this is gonna work. There might not be a harvest video. There might be a video in October that says I never got a harvest. We'll see. But at least stuff's growing, so it works. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.